much for hanging with us. And hello there to you two lovely. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman in the building. Fellas,
do it.
how we doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Ready to go as always, Molly?
We got some other people joining us. That would be Patriot star Brandon. We'll get his thoughts on that cliff coming for Tom Brady. But we start on the hardcore.
Actually, no. How many time we got? What's today's day?
Yes, till January.
What's today's day? What's today's day? I got 4 weeks and 3 days.
4 weeks?
I got 4 weeks and 3 days. I got 4 weeks and 3 days for that clip.
I said 18 months. Started basically.
Don't worry about it. You're my brother. I'm going to forgive you when I remind you of how wrong you are.
Can't wait till I'm right about this.
Let's get to the NBA. Okay, guys, because you were wrong about this. The Vets took down the Young Guns. The Cavs handing the Sixers a 22-point win in front of the city of brotherly love. LeBron dropped 37 game in his career.
We don't know that yet. The fact of the matter is, numbers-wise, he can do what he wants to do. He's in a situation right now where being in the Eastern Conference, owning it the way that he does, being 6'8", 6'9", 260. I mean, Max, he looks 275, to be honest with you. I don't know how much he weighs, but he looks 275.
What was Patrick Ewing, like 250? LeBron is huge.
LeBron looks absolutely massive. And then when you take into account the fact that he's shooting 48% from three-point range now, if he's hitting his perimeter shot and he's hitting his free throws, it's impossible to stop him. It's impossible. You just can't. There's nothing you can do. He's big enough to take low. He's got to go along with his size. You can't push him around. And then on top of it all, he's going to step away from the basket and hit threes as well. It's absolutely sensational. There's no doubt about it, but it is early, okay? And he's had to do more. He's not doing anything we didn't know he couldn't do before. It's just that he didn't have to do it because you had the Kyries of the world. Prior to that, the Chris Bosh and Dwayne world to do that. He has to do it this particular moment in time. J.R. Smith is still struggling. Tristan Thompson has been out. Kevin Love does what he does, but he's not a superstar. You got all of those things going on. When Isaiah Thomas comes back, and you got to get him more involved and distribute the basketball a little, you'll numbers. But all on is that this is what he can do anytime he wants to do outside of the shooting. And that's why I'm not going to get too far with it. In the end, you can talk about it being the best season that he's had. Here's the ultimate thing that I've said about LeBron on many, many occasions. I think he has to a point he's not deserving of criticism until April. I don't pay no attention to what's going on. I'm not talking about, I'm only talking about on the court. You do stuff off the court. You do have personality conflicts with a player, Max, or something like that. That's different. But in terms of on the court, LeBron has elevated himself to a point where there's no reason to be talking about him in a critical fashion. November, June, and at that particular moment in time, you're either going to win the chip or you're not. And that is where we will judge LeBron.
Right.
Nothing else.
Way too early to say this is the best season, but let's just assume that he does something like this. Because it's not just the counting numbers he's compiling, it's the efficiency. He's hitting better than he's ever hit it. His shooting efficiency is much better.
Right.
Or the best it's been. By the way, he has the most points in the fourth quarter of anyone in the league. He's balling out of control, but you know what? He does that every year. And in over 50% of the teams make the postseason, right? 16 out of 30 make the postseason. And the postseason's 2 months long. It's a whole other season. You can't judge the best season of LeBron James's career even if when the regular season's over. You have to wait until the end of the postseason. Doesn't mean he has to win a chip, but we have to see how he plays in the playoffs. Higher leverage game.
Like
believe
sure
that the LeBrons and even the Kobes of the world were better than.
And those people are wrong. We all know that, right?
Usually the younger generation.
And they don't know it. But however, if you want to make an argument for LeBron, his peak value is not Jordan's peak value, but it's kind of close. And when you do every year, there are so many LeBron James seasons to choose from. Even when we count the playoffs and everything, the team he dragged to the finals, the Cleveland team, should have had no business in the finals, he dragged them there. That's the best LeBron. Or is it the second chip in Miami when he was shooting from three? Took the Warriors 6 in the finals without Kyrie or Love? Or is it when he beat the Warriors as finals MVP the following season? Stephen A., he is now in, and you identified it, the Jordan phase 2 phase of his career, where he knows he has to shoot that fadeaway jump shot. He has to be a more efficient shooter for long.
I'm chiming in with a statement, but I'm saying it for the sole express purpose of getting your response to this. We all know that LeBron James is the best player in the world. But when we talk about MVP for this season, here's the reason I have both James Harden and Kyrie Irving ahead of him at this particular moment in time. We're making a big deal about the 8-game winning streak, all right? The fact of the matter is, why were you struggling early? He had something to do with that, too. See, what I'm trying to say to you is that whatever doldrums they hit, whatever snag they hit, whatever trepidation kicked in or whatever, yes, Kyrie left. But we all know that LeBron James is the overseer of the Cleveland Cavaliers organization. Let's just stop the nonsense. If he wants flowers on his toilet paper, he's going to get it. All right? This is the life that LeBron James lives right now in Cleveland. So understand, I don't care about him going at me. J.R. Smith just got attitude. He's caught up in his emotions. He's a good guy, okay? He's just caught up in his emotions. It's cool. J.R. Smith is a champion who has improved himself to the point where he's the best perimeter defender that you have. He worked hard in the offseason, came there to work out every day, different things. Then, despite all of that, you go out as an organization and you get D. Wade. I have no problem with D. Wade.
He was pretty good yesterday.
That's my brother, because that's right. That's my brother. This man's a 3-time champion, okay? But going to get him and then ultimately inserting him into the lineup. Yes, we can talk about Gilbert and Kobe Altman and Tyronn Lue or whatever. But damn it, if LeBron wasn't okay with it, it wouldn't have happened. So if you are J.R. Smith, my question to you is this. Knowing what happened with J.R. Smith at the time now, J.R. Smith back the nag at one moment in time or another, doesn't LeBron have something to do with that?
Yes, and he deserves credit by the end of the season for what it's going to wind up being.
Right.
And that's the point about LeBron. You said you can't judge him until April, right?
That's right, but that's for MVP right now. That's why he wouldn't be.
But what I'm saying is the reason that you can't judge LeBron James that way. Let me give you what it's like. I'll give you the analogy. Mm-hmm. It's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is not only the coach, he's also the GM. So when this season started, and people like me were like, whoa, this isn't normal Patriots. They're having a hard time. This is a problem. Their defense is non-existent. They can't contain anybody. Yep. They can't seal the edge. They can't cover anyone. You know, they're supposed to have all these deep going on. And coach adjusting the early part of the season. He's figuring it out. And now look at the Patriots. That's LeBron, even as GM or de facto GM and coach. He has a new group of guys. Kyrie. He's gone. Isaiah's hurt. Let me give you one of your analogies. Once upon a time, you brought up Elway. And you were, because you talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give Brock Osweiler this certain amount of money. And you applauded the fact that he recognized that. What we're looking at in Denver right now, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, whatever the case may be, it's not a good situation with the quarterback, and as a result, the team appears a bit divided. So even though we're praising Elway and we've praised genius for now, I'm saying, LeBron, is that this 8-game winning streak and the way that they look right now, he deserves all the credit. Not all the credit, but most of the credit. But here's the deal. If we're talking MVP, if we're talking about his best season, we have to take all of that into account. We have to recognize the things that may a bit of distinction or whatever the case may be. He does have something to do with that initially happening. Okay, then let me answer it this way.
That's all I'm
I will quote Meek Mill for you, Stephen A.
Go ahead.
There are levels to this. Elway deserves the benefit of the doubt.
You sure you're not quoting Stephen A. with that? Because I say that all the time. And I didn't get it from Meek Mill.
Elway deserves the benefit of the doubt, oftentimes because he is an excellent GM and head guy on the team. And you could see, because he won with offense, he got to the Super Bowl. Then with defense, he gets right back to the Super Bowl, wins the whole thing. But he's not Bill Belichick. There are levels of respect due and amounts of benefit of the doubt you give to someone, right? The level of that. Times is you. LeBron's on that level. He's on the Belichick, wait a minute, this thing is not half done yet. And I would say, never show a fool half a job.
Yeah.
By the way, middle of last year's Super Bowl, I tweeted out Cliff because Brady was playing poorly.
Right.
Never show a fool half a job. It's Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
That, but you're talking to the wrong person. What I love most? I love my soap operas.
Yeah.
Guess what? Okay? This is not Brick on General Hospital talking. This is Stephen A. Smith from First Take talking about General Hospital. There's a guy by the name of...
You're referring to yourself in the fourth person?
That's right. There's a guy by the name of Maurice Bernard, great actor, who is also known as Sonny Corinthos. So what, man? He's been incarcerated. He's been poisoned. I mean, the list goes on and on. You know something, Max? He's going to live. He's going to live. And you know what? You're going to see him. The storyline is going to be there. He's not dying. He's going to stay.
The writers love LeBron James.
He's going to stay there. What I'm saying is this. Stop. But damn it, it's November. And then December and January and February and March, April, before May. Excuse me, there's a story to be told. And if you're LeBron James, I believe LeBron James is going to the finals. I believe he's the best in the world. I believe he deserves the accolades he receives. But that does not mean that you completely unequivocally ignore
the story, right?
Transpiring at the time.
Now, who's the hottest?
Well, you said Cleveland.
The hottest team in the NBA. They're on an 8-game winning streak.
Right.
At this
What's their
moment.
record overall?
So you're going to count a couple of early season games where LeBron, even though he was playing out of control, didn't have his guys with him yet?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying and for the purposes of the question, I could do that. Overall, no. But if we're asking the question today, who MVP? If James and Rockets are winning, have lost, they might not have won 8 straight. It might be 3 straight, but they might have won 7 straight before that, and 5 straight before that. And they didn't nosedive the way that Cleveland did at a particular moment in time. I got to take that into account.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account who's playing with LeBron. His play has stayed the same throughout the entire season.
Right.
What he has done is figured out a way to bring his crew along with him.
And he deserves
that
credit for that.
adds to his MVP
and
case.
He deserves credit for that. That's what I'm saying. But today, just today, I'm not talking about next month, 2 months from now, 5 months from now. If you're asking the question today,
LeBron.
I get to take into account James Harden, the Golden State, and they have something to do with that? Being the kind of guys that Kyrie going to Boston?
Absolutely.
You have to admit.
And they deserve credit for it.
That's all.
LeBron James is a special case because we've seen it 7 straight times. Oftentimes with slow starts in the beginning of the season.
Right.
Since we know he has his eyes on the prize.
And I got to admit to you, I think that, listen, we all know that I've prayed, even though they lost to Detroit last night, who, by the way, America is on the come up between Reggie Jackson, Avery Bradley, and Ish Smith coming off the bench. Stan Van Gundy's doing a hell of a job with them. But I don't believe that we give enough credit to James Harden. I mean, this brother is on. Let me tell you something right now. I'll throw a different question out for you for the position when we're talking MVP. When we think about Kobe Bryant and the heir apparent, excuse me, is there somebody that usurps James Harden? I don't think so. I don't think so.
At the 2?
At the 2. At the 2.
He's the best.
Who?
He's the best. Because of his offense, you have to consider him the best.
That's what
it's really a combo guard.
But what I'm saying is, the 2-3 spot and go like this. I need 30. Not 20. 30. Right. And he'll go like this. Do you need anything else?
Except for when,
you need some milk with that coffee.
Except
you need some sugar.
Except for when. when?
The postseason.
Like, this is the thing about James Harden.
A game.
You can say, well, you're not supposed to do that, and really, it's just a regular season award and all that. But we all know how the NBA postseason's a huge part of it.
It shouldn't be.
And when I think it should be.
It never has been until last year.
It should be.
I hate
that. You can't get the thought out of your mind that he has not played his best basketball when he needed the most.
But it's separate seasons. And what I'm saying to you is, I love, and that's a debate we'll have. I love the postseason is separated from the regular season. I love it from an awards perspective. I hated the fact that I didn't learn that Russell Westbrook was an MVP until that damn NBA players, the whole awards. I don't give a damn about that. It should be announced right after the regular season.
Have you ever seen an MVP?
That's regular season.
The MVP's never on a non-playoff team, so they're all going to make the playoffs.
Listen, Mike D'Antoni can coach offense, no doubt. Wasn't known for his defense or whatever the case may be. We know he struggled in New York City and what have you. All I'm saying is when we talk MVP, Kyrie and what he's been doing in Boston, LeBron always, and he does
having a great season. And by the way, the Rockets are dangerous, and they remain probably, in spite of what OKC did with the roster, in spite of all that stuff, because they shoot so many threes, they have the puncher's chance.
You're right. You know what? They got better than a puncher's chance because they're more accurate, and they're showing up. And oh, by the way, they got Paul George, Melo, and Russell Westbrook looking at Billy Donovan and saying, yo, bro, this ain't Florida.
Best
this is
season
the NBA.
of LeBron's career, I say no.
Okay.
What is it? What do you
LeBron's
think
not the best season of his career, but he is the MVP.
Which one was it?
To me, it was the year he won the championship.
Best season was the second championship with Miami and James.
Sixers shot a season low last night. No bueno. Coming up, gentlemen, what do Kevin Durant and Colin Kaepernick have in common? Find out that a little later in the program. And Aqib Talib and Michael